I'm going to ask you this question, and I know you cannot speak in exacts here, but to your head, if you had to tell us what is Three Eye Atlas.
So I would put my money mostly on the possibility that it's natural. That was true from the beginning, that it's the most likely explanation, that it's just a block of carbon dioxide ice mixed with water ice. But what I'm saying is it could be a black swan event where, remember the Trojan horse story where it looked very innocent until it entered the city of Troy. And so we don't want that. We don't want to allow ourselves to be surprised. We want to take it seriously every time there is an object with anomalies.
Welcome, everybody, to Burbs Bros. Just a reminder to join our Patreon. You get an extra episode every week. This one, we're going to be talking about Halloween candy because we're pre-diabetic and it's Halloween. But yeah, it's usually we jump into the details of some of the stuff we don't get to cover on the main episode. It's a lot of fun. You also get early access to regular episodes. And at the end of our episode, we get to shout out all your names on the patrons. So, but some other pluses. Sorry, we got to get some of the old yard work, the old business out of the way. But Shaun and I will both be at Skankfest in New Orleans, November 14th to 16th, and we will be co-headlining the Amos Theater.
Amias.
The Imus Theater in Imus, Pennsylvania.
No, Amias.
Amias, not Dine Imus.
It's not the Dine Imus Theater. I think he's dead.
No, he'll be there too. But check us.
We're going to do an hour on girls' college basketball games.
And then and then individually for me, November 21st, I'm going to be at St. Catherine's, Ontario, and November 20th, I'm going to be in Toronto, Ontario. November 22nd, Hamilton, Ontario. You can get that on Punch Up Live, which the link is on my Instagram. So follow my Instagram
and for me, come see me in Queens, November 7th. I'll be at Grove 34 doing a longer set, and then come check me out on with Dan at the Amias Theater in Pennsylvania on the December 5th.
He had to correct me
But 2 days before that, December 3rd, I'll be at Stamford New York Comedy Club. The New York Comedy Club in Stamford, Connecticut, with very funny comedian Sarah Tolomash. And then I got winter dates that I'll say later on. So,
a lot of fun coming up. We got a big episode today, guys. Grace, Canaan, and Shaun Murphy are going to be coming up. Very funny comics. But we also have the man of the UAP hour, Professor Avi Loeb, is going to be here. And we got him to say what he thinks it is. Probably
we might have some bombshells.
What he thinks it is. Probably we have a bombshell or two.
We try to be honest with our public and our fans here. A lot of the UFO community, they'll be like, UFO bombshell. Everything's a bombshell. We have an actual bombshell.
A little bit of a bombshell.
We got this doctor to talk.
A little stinky bomby.
Yes.
A little stinky bomby.
A stink bombshell.
But yeah, there's some real actual UFO news at the end of this podcast. But before that, before anything becomes real UFO news, Shaun, I have to ask, is this something? This happened to me today. I came to Grand Central. Sometimes on Mondays I come here early. I try to go to Grand Central now. You don't need to know all this shit. But I went to go piss, and there was a guy who, I'm not joking, was 8'5" in that bathroom. He towered over everyone. Significantly more tall than any professional wrestler that I worked with at WWE.
And they're all like 6'5".
Yeah, and all those guys are like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
So I think that this guy was like close to 8. He felt like it was 8'4". Like it was. He didn't have a weird face. But my question is, are some of these tall motherfuckers mantis aliens that are walking amongst us? Is this something?
He could have been what people just saw at that mall in Florida. Like it was just him and his family shopping, and they're all gigantic.
We're like alien. He's like, it's a bone disease. Yeah. Actually.
That's the alien. He's like, I went to Hot Topic. It's called Dothic. That alien has a Marilyn Manson t-shirt on.
He's a vampire.
So you're literally saying like 8 feet tall.
I think it was the tallest guy I've ever seen in my life.
I always wanted to be tall, and I can't imagine living a life 8 feet tall. Now, the more they talk about hybrids, there was a Candace Owens thing about how Elon Musk is a hybrid.
We're going to talk about that in the real
episode, yeah. But I would say that if we believe Robert Bigelow and the DNA is out there, yeah, I'd say 8'5" tall person might have an alien. I saw a guy
8'2" was the highest, I guess.
So maybe he was 8 feet tall then. Maybe he was 8 feet.
I think he was that big. That guy. Wait, that picture right here. Tallest man finally stops growing. It's gone now, but
yeah,
either. Yes, my question is he just tall? Now I know that this is the guy this is exactly how tall he was.
He's probably just tall, but it's jarring when you see it in public. Like if you're not Googling tallest man, then you're like, oh my God, this guy, something's up with this guy. I saw a guy on the streets of New York City, and granted, you see weird shit in New York City, and he had a cranium. His head looked like a gray alien head. Like his cranium, it wasn't like he was sick or something. His forehead came out to like I'd say another foot in front of his head, and his face kind of sunk, and he had a longer chin.
We just don't realize we're just describing handicapped people. This whole time we think we're like breaking like some sort of taboo, and it's just no. These people are severely handicapped.
I went to volunteer in this hospital, and I saw tons of aliens.
I saw aliens, man. They keep sending new ones in. Yeah, I had that where I saw how it is weird. It is funny because like if you're a dude like 6'2" to 6'7", like chicks love that. You can be fat if you're 6'4".
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter.
You can be.
All people are tall. But then like once you get to a certain height, then it becomes you're a freak again.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like once you get into the 7 feet, then it just becomes this guy looks like he's in pain all the fucking time.
That's why like even Andre the Giant, it was like he did not seem like he had a happy life. I think at times maybe, but it seemed like getting around. Like he should have just lived in a cave somewhere. Like it should have been.
He should have. Well, giants were happier when we didn't allow them in society. All right, let's get to the main episode.
Enjoy, guys.
Welcome everybody to Burbs Bros. We're here with the very hilarious Shaun Donnelly as always, but we have two hilarious guests as well.
It's a double Shaun show.
It's a double Shaun Murphy, and the hilarious Grace Canaan, everybody.
Yay!
Thank you guys.
Very self-conscious.
What'd you say?
I said I'm not a Shaun, and I'm very self-conscious about it.
No, there's how many? There's SEAN.
Yeah.
There's SHAWN.
And his is SHAUN, which nobody signs up for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird, man.
And then the other one I know.
What the fuck are you trying
sorry, I'll go.
What was
You
your
should leave.
fucking
You
mom's
should
pussy
leave.
trying to prove with that last name? All right, bro.
So many
Dan,
things.
who's your favorite Shaun in comedy?
Oh,
Rank
shit.
the Shauns.
Shaun Crespo. I just pulled a random Shaun.
I keep going.
I don't know.
That's our buddy from a while ago.
Yeah,
You guys don't even know Shaun.
I have to say
Yeah.
Shaun Donnelly. I'm doing but my favorite SH Shaun is you. How about that?
And Sean Patton because
He's S.A. He's
Oh, yeah.
he loves Sean Patton.
We
He's a
love
big
him.
Sean Patton.
Who
fan.
does?
Well, don't make me choose now. Don't go through every Sean so Sean knows which Sean I like more than Sean besides you.
I
It's
want
one
this
thing. I just said I like you better than this Sean. Don't fucking keep rubbing it in.
Oh, also Shaun White, the snowboarder. He thinks he's funnier than you, Sean.
It's pretty funny.
He is funny. Sorry,
Yeah,
Grace.
he's coming here for your spots.
Yeah, for
Any
sure.
celebrity can do stand up these days.
Flying tomato.
Oh,
Yeah.
he'll be at the Cellar next week. So this is a supernatural podcast, paranormal
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
UFOs, AI, ghosts, spirits, sometimes serial killers, sometimes true crime.
Wow.
What is the weirdest?
That's a lot.
What is
Sometimes
the
pizza.
weirdest?
Sometimes-
We're in. This is our Halloween spooktacular episode. What is the weirdest, creepiest thing that's ever happened to you, Shaun?
Man, I hate that I have to start. I haven't had many creep. I feel this is why I'm not a big believer in this stuff. I haven't had
You
a
haven't had
creepy.
any- Well, no,
I haven't-
that's good,
No
that's good.
UFOs. No ghost. Are you guys more UFO or ghost?
We're more UFOs.
We're more
but
UFOs,
We believe in
but
ghosts.
we-
Okay, you UFO ghost.
I'm more ghost. I'm a ghost
Okay,
girl.
okay.
Yeah.
But you, Sean, we're asking.
I think I'm more UFO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this leading to a thing that you might have saw something once? The only one
I wish it
put
was
this
leading
way.
to a
The only
thing.
thing I ever had.
Let me tell you.
I've told Dan this when I was like it was like a school camping trip thing. I saw something once, and it probably was just a plane. But for a split second, I was like, "That's not a
How
plane."
old are you?
I was like 10, I think.
It was a
something like
field-
that.
It was a field trip to Newark Airport.
And he's like, plane. No.
There's all these
plane?
attendants, but it's okay. What's your
It
thing?
had some language on the side. Delta.
That's alien shit.
Yeah, young
Some
Shaun Donnelly.
archaic language. On the-
There's no way JetBlue is of this world.
Honestly, Spirit's probably extraterrestrial. extraterrestrial. If we want to get real into it.
Jesus, spirits, the underworld.
That's the comet that they're talking about. It's just a stray spirit airplane.
The comet just turns out to be a spirit plane that somebody lost. Some passenger just grabbed it and started flying.
It's the Malaysian airline.
Dude, I was watching this week. RFK is like flying commercial now, and I'm like, do you want to be assassinated? Are you pissed that no one's assassinated you? Because this is a real easy way to do that.
I read like today that I don't know if it's true or not. I did no research into it. I read the headline.
Yeah.
But they said that Trump makes people stay up all night when they're doing trips. So I wonder if there's a thing where he's like, I just need to fucking sleep on this flight.
Maybe.
And that's why I was thinking.
So Trump, you're saying Trump is just me at my birthday party? Is that
You leave it? Come on!
He's handing around Coke on a private jet.
Oh my God.
He calls me out for it every year. That's the only thing. I'm like, did you have a good time? I'm like, yeah, but I tried to leave. And you're like, nah, you can't leave.
We didn't fix the peace process, but we did play Grand Theft Auto for 7 hours.
Was that, you mean when they're doing like, when they're working on like, they're doing like round the clock, what is it, like policy stuff you're saying?
That's what I read. I read the headline and nothing more. But they said that he forces people to stay awake the whole time.
So working for Trump is like working for Bert Kreischer. He's like, he has gone go-karting.
I mean, I've heard there's tons of writing staffs in Hollywood where it's like 20 like sitcoms is notorious for that many hours. I wonder if that's where he got it from. If he's like if he like heard about he's like, no, Lord Michaels makes them stay up all night. It's a very TV writer thing to do. Like, let's stay up all night.
He's like, if we want a treaty half as good as The Simpsons, we are.
By the way, anyone who's a TV writer, you don't get anything good after 10 p.m. That's usually nothing good happens after 10 p.m. So you can send people home at that time. But that sounds like something he would totally do.
But so you're saying, back to the spooky question.
Yes.
So nothing's really ever. You've never had.
No,
that.
I'm sorry to
I know Shaun pretty well.
Yeah.
And you're a very sensible-minded guy. I don't think.
Thank you.
And you're not one for the occult or the fantastical or the mystical. You deal in reason, I believe.
I think so.
I think so,
And
too.
I feel like UFOs, there's more of a chance. Ghost
way
seems more. No offense. It seems a little more.
Hey. Listen.
Well, here's
I am
the
a
thing.
ghost, so don't insult
Have
my
you ever
people.
had anything happen with you?
Yeah.
Okay,
One
here we
thing,
go.
because I was scouring my memory for this before I came here.
What if it's like really crazy? And I'm like, how did you not think of this? This headless horseman, he chased me through an abandoned mental hospital.
I
Don't
died.
worry about
I was out for 3 years. I came back. No, I do just want to say that I I'm not superstitious, but I deeply want a story. I want something
That's
to
what we're like.
happen to
We're
me.
like that.
Yeah, and I just feel like because I'm thirsty for it, it's not going to happen. It's like I need to play kind of hard to get with the occult, and it's not. Be like, no, I know better. Science, just like in a haunted house, and then look
You're
around.
spelling out you up on a Ouija board.
Exactly. Just I'm so fucking
it. You
thirsty
need to
for it.
make out with a guy in a letter jacket in a graveyard. That's always how it happens. Don't worry, we can finger each other here.
Dan, do you know how many spooky places I've tried to fuck just for this to happen? Okay, graveyards,
You're like
mom's basement.
Ramada.
Okay, yeah, Milwaukee.
You should take the path of the Thriller video and see what happens.
Honestly, I'm so down. Okay, so the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me is this was like 10 years ago, and it was I woke up in the middle of my dad's living room, which is where I had fallen asleep. I didn't fall asleep somewhere else and then
And then
wake up
end
there.
up. That would be occult.
Yeah. And then I swear to God, I woke up calling his dead dogs. I looked up and I swear to God his dead dog was there, and my hand was reaching out for it, and legit logically it was that I was having a dream and that it was coming, but it felt so real. I woke up awake with my hand outstretched, and with every blink
Maybe
it
you
went
were
away.
blending the line.
I don't know. And then I said
that's the
that, and he
thing.
was like, that's exactly where he used to hang out.
Oh, I
He
think
used
it's-
to
I think
literally,
there's
it's like things where it's like I didn't know about. And he's like, no, he would always shuffle in that specific area.
So what she just said, we have a theory, which I think you could co-sign it with me, that all of it's related. So that's an energy thing that the dog does, and she was interacting with that, and it's all science. It's all science based, but it's just science we don't know yet. That's my theory.
Yeah, to Shaun's point, that could be a ghost. It could be travel on a quantum line. They talk about how the quantum line is a timeline folding in on itself.
Yeah, I've read A Wrinkle in Time.
Which would
okay? I I went to 5th grade. Thanks.
Mansplaining.
Describing different children's books to us, and then the moon says goodnight. This is a long-standing theory that people say.
Little Prince.
Great, do you know physics, Grace?
I don't. I've watched Cosmos like 18 times through. Every time I'm just so high, so I have no idea what.
Have you seen Good Boy yet? Have you guys seen it?
No.
It's awesome,
Oh,
dude.
I'm
It's the new
so
horror movie, and like
excited.
what you're describing is
Yeah.
it sounds like Good Boy.
Yeah.
Great movie if you're looking for a horror movie.
excited.
Let me ask you about your story. How long ago did that happen? Was it years ago?
It
or
must
is
have been like 8-9 years ago.
And you the more you think about it, the more you're like, there was something there. Like it was-
I all I can say is like I've never felt. I'm like a very vivid dreamer, and I'll wake myself up. I sleep, scream, whatever. We'll get into
Yeah.
it later. And I've just never had something that blurred the lines so much. And I wasn't like drunk or anything. It was just completely like nothing weird was happening. But
Right.
it was waking up with my hand outstretched. That was so weird to me.
Yeah, and I guess
Yeah.
I've done. The thing about it is you can do that in dreams, but the fact that it felt so real when you woke, like it just depends on when you woke up. But I think there's a thing where you can kind of ride the line between both. And if it was where the dog was hanging out,
That's the weird part.
Yeah,
It's
they-
like
they-
I didn't know this dog. You know?
yeah, right. They have a thing. There's a podcast I listen to called the Jim Harold's Campfire. It's really great, and people have all these crazy stories. And there's a lot of similarities between the stories, and they'll have different types. They'll have like ghosts that people interact with, and they think there's something going on, which I think just might be interdimensional or something. And then stuff like that, where it's like, oh, this one path happened so many times in real life with this dog that whatever energy thing was there just kind of, it's almost like a receipt, kind of just stays there. Or a carbon copy, or whatever you want to call it, or like a Xerox machine over and over and over again, and then you get something stuck on the paper that wasn't there before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's science based, but I think it's for real.
It's like a smudge.
It's like a
that's
smudge.
left.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, I'm a big believer and also like, or I guess not believer, but fan of things like anything within multiple dimensions. So anything like
Yeah.
like Silent Hill. Love that
Is
shit.
that a
Stranger
the
Things.
video game?
Yeah, but in the first movie too, which I think
I've
is like
never seen the
pretty
movie.
I've never seen it
close.
either.
They're not great, but
Yeah.
like I weirdly love them.
Yeah.
But it's this thing of at
got a
the
cult thing.
end. Yeah, it's anything that's just like a parallel dimension, like a Stranger Things, which I know you guys are. I'm a horror buff too, and that's kind of
love Stranger
hack.
Things.
Okay, cool. I love it.
I'm rewatching it.
Yeah, but anything like that, I feel like it's gotta be around you. You know,
Interdimensional. Like they've got a
Yes.
great not Cronenberg. It's a great H.P. Lovecraft adaptation from Beyond, but it's all about that. It's all about like there's actually this really terrifying world happening around
Yeah.
us all the time that we can't see. But there's a huge, like as we mentioned it, Dr. Loeb will be on at the end of this podcast. Shaun,
Yes.
Professor Loeb. The big news is that an alien ship could be coming this week. So my question is, what's your
this
move
week?
this week? This
Wow.
week, okay, could be coming.
this is the nickel one.
This is the
Yes.
nickel
The nickel
one, not
one?
Nickelback,
Okay.
but it's the nickel one.
They're from outer space.
It's just the Nickelback viral marketing campaign.
What's the first thing you say when they come out? I don't know why all of a sudden these the cops
Because
team
they're
started.
prepping, dude.
We're
They
getting
just
too
got new
close to the
intel.
Oh my god,
They're going to the landing spots.
we're so close. What do you say to them?
Man, okay. Well, I feel like you got to start with the "Do you come in peace?" Right? I feel like is that the
old
go-to?
standby?
The old
Yeah,
standby?
yeah.
I feel like you guys must have answers already, right? I feel like you've thought about this.
So typical human.
I change my mind all the time.
Yeah, the more I learn, the more I know, I'd be like, oh, sucky, fucky, I do whatever, you know, like because they could do whatever they want to me, so might as well just start it out like, oh, mouth or butthole, you know, like, well, let's go.
Full Metal Jacket. All of a sudden.
Yeah,
Me so horny.
Yeah, immediately, me so horny.
So Dan just wants to get pegged.
Yeah, this
and
belief
that's
in
really-
aliens is like a sexual
If they
thing.
come down here, I'm vying for the greatest golden retriever spot. You know what I mean? Like the
You wanna
most
be their pet?
well-kept golden retriever in their society. That's what I want.
Are you gonna turn on all of us? The Shawns are over there.
You'll be their lassie. Where's the rest of the humans, Dan? Where's the rest of the humans?
Dude, I don't think you need aliens to be domed. It sounds like that's really like you're like anything that honestly has a leash around me or like a gag ball.
You don't
ball
need aliens.
gag.
Just go to Chelsea.
You're like,
Yeah.
we're trying to get this guy eternal life, but he keeps trying to suck my dick. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here.
Humans are weird.
Well, we already talked a while ago, a bunch of episodes ago, we talked about my favorite thing ever was Nemo, the trickster alien. alien? Because we gave it a name. Because there's supposedly these
what?
the ghosts. What are these aliens that are like tricksters, like the NHI, the non-human intelligence.
Yeah.
And they'll like there's the thing called Skinwalker Ranch, and
they
the
little?
first what
Little guys?
Nobody knows what they look like. It's just these things where like there's instances where like they'll play tricks on people and all this. So Dan was like, Dan just named it Nemo, and he goes, "It's freaking alien trying to touch my dick." Nemo, it's Nemo. It's like from a sitcom, like Gazoo from the Flintstones.
That was such a that made the show. Did that make the show like last a couple more seasons? Did
I think
save
it was their jumping the shark.
It was
wasn't
their
it?
jumping the
Yeah,
shark,
when-
right?
I don't know if you guys know that the Flintstones ended up having an alien that would just pop up and talk to.
Oh yeah.
So Fred Flintstone just became like schizophrenic, and they made it seem like
Yeah,
That's what happens when you keep writers in the room for too long.
they didn't just beat.
Yeah, the
There
Great
he is, yeah,
Kazoo.
Kazoo, yeah, and they have it in the movie too. But I think the
It's
thing,
very
I don't
Black
think-
Mirror.
I don't think it helped the show. I can't remember because I was like
No, I don't think it helped.
the years
show
it was on.
either.
I saw reruns, you know. But
That can't have helped the show.
No,
that
not at all.
can't.
no, that's
No
terrifying.
little kid is like, I
That's
want
a
to buy
Hail
that.
Mary. Yeah.
You know, that's something I want to have on my windowsill.
That's Baby Yoda gone horribly wrong. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
That's Peter Thiel as Baby Yoda.
You know what I think? I thought about it just now, and I think I would ask if the aliens came down, if Kazoo came down, I would be like, my biggest. If they could answer it, they're like, hey, you can ask us one question, right? Whatever it is. I'd be like, where are you from? Where are you actually from? Because all the theories are like extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial meaning from somewhere else, terrestrial, super terrestrial, which is like they're from here, like living in the oceans, and then like interdimensional. I'd be like, okay, which one is it? It'd be like, you know.
But what did you feel like they'd just be like, oh, we're from Glorglax 5, and you're like, okay.
It's like
Cool. Yeah. Whatever they would say, we'd just be like, nice.
You'd have no follow-up questions.
Do they have California pizza kitchen there?
It's like when someone tells you what city from Ohio they're from, and you're like, oh, I know the next 3 cities over. Like, you have nothing intelligent to
I've
say.
done that with crab work, where I'm like, oh, you're from Columbus? Oh, I know Columbus. Like, I mentioned the 2 cities I know in Ohio. I have no idea if they're
Why
close
did I ask
to
this
each
question?
other.
It'd just be bad crowd
You
work,
know,
and they'd be like, I'm a supervisor to the thing. You're like, all right, cool. Where are you from?
You guys fucking or?
They're like, yeah, that's what Dan's for. We waited.
Married aliens never know how long they've been married for.
Well,
They
that
never
was
know how long they've been
my
married for.
follow-up question is like, what books would you bring? And for me, like you kind of just answered it. For me, I would bring Philip Corso's Day After Roswell. I would bring John Mack's Abductions, and I would bring UFOs and Nukes by Hastings, and just be like, is this shit true? Like, the stuff that I've been reading for the last like fucking 5 years, is any of this true, or was this a complete waste of my fucking life?
I feel like I would just
know.
bring them something that they'd want to enjoy. You know what I mean? I feel like I wouldn't, I don't know. I'd be like, hey, here's Emily in Paris. Bet you don't get this where you come from,
probably
right?
wouldn't,
Here's
yeah.
some light. I
Or
don't
like
know.
get one of those books like the black ladies read on the subway, the erotic ones where like a crip gets a blood
I
pregnant.
think that's
Bring like 3 of those.
You mean thug novels?
Yeah, like thug erotic novels. Bring them
I
to
would
the aliens.
definitely give them erotica right now. That's
Yeah.
like, that is like the bloodline of.
Yeah, it's one of those.
That's so funny.
Well, they work. A lot of these
Like
things they
Fabio,
work off
but
of
not
sex
Fabio.
magic. So, that's one of their things.
What's some-
Depression and sex magic. Yeah,
Well,
like-
no, well, that's the other thing we could tell them about. But yeah, there's like a weird thing with it where they think there's some people are in tune to be in contact with this NHI. We call the NHI. It's like non-human intelligence. That's like a general phrase they use for it. And what he's talking about is like some people are. It's not us. We eat junk food. We're straight. We're
it's
male. It's
not.
like they say that they've done testing on this like psionic thing where it's like who's more in tune with this, and it's like kids and gay dudes, right? Isn't that what it is? Yeah.
So you're fine.
Jealous. Damn. What about what about dogs?
Dogs.
I guess they have no way of
Dogs are a
knowing.
different one. Dogs with ghost dogs always react.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
in your case,
I've seen
it's a
that
ghost dog.
personally. I've seen that
Exactly.
personally.
You hold on.
I talked about this in the podcast, Falcon, when we were
Oh.
staying at this place. It was on a Zoom episode, but our dog started chasing something around back and forth, like literally running back and forth, like smiling at it and stuff like that.
Really?
It
You
was
did
pretty
tell me
wild.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty wild.
This is
So-
friendly.
So it's
Yeah.
basically it's the idea of what I don't know. There's a million different versions of this thing, and it's what the hell is it? And yeah, I think I think asking them, hey, have I wasted the past couple of years of this podcast? But also, it's like, and then we get into the weeds.
Oh, and then the
stuff.
Bible. You have to bring the Bible to be like, hey, what is this?
That's
is real.
not great if you're trying to convince them to not kill us. Like, that's not, they're going to look through that and be like, you guys are fucking garbage. Like, I don't know.
Even the Bible, they're like, there's so much violence in this.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Arrival? Have we talked about it?
Arrival?
I feel like that's
just
the best example of what you're talking about,
movie.
where it bends time and space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Arrival is fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the greatest twists ever in a movie. And it's kind of a twist, kind of isn't, I guess, in a way. And yeah, that's also, there's tons of theories about that. And what you're talking about is, at the end of Arrival, spoiler alert, stop it right now if you haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Is that basically time is circular and everything's happening. And what happens is their NHI shows up and they think they're there for nefarious reasons, but they're really there to show them that, like, hey, time is a circle and everything's happening all the time. And we're going to show you the language that makes you understand that. And basically it, like, them teaching Amy Adams the language solves the movie and gets the nukes not to happen to the aliens. Like, you know, the aliens have to get, like, shot down or whatever it is. But it's such a non-corny alien movie. It's
it's
like
really elegant.
Really well written,
I
really
didn't
well
mean
shot.
to pivot this towards,
No,
like,
it's a good thing to talk about.
a cinema podcast.
No, hey,
Yeah.
believe
No,
it.
I want you guys to go back to talking about black erotica. That's really why I know that's what your listeners are here
This
for.
is actually wilder than what I did than my Crips and Blood things. But Candace Owen has come out and said that she believes Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Sam Altman are reptilian.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, she came out and she said that today. I'll say this about Candace. The Macron stuff so far, and none of the stuff she's put forward has made me at all think that there's any fire to that smoke. But some of the stuff that she's brought up about the Charlie Kirk assassination, there are some legitimate questions she's brought up. So let's at least give her that.
It seems
Okay,
like
I
now,
guess.
you guys probably have a stronger opinion on this than me, but I feel like lizard people is like hack aliens.
Yeah.
It's not.
It feels like
I
it's actually not.
I would think it is too, and I'm not a huge fan of the lizard people thing.
Okay, so
but
you're
ask
pro-
my podcast partner.
lizard person.
I mean, look. All I'm just saying is Chris Davis was just at that congressional conference where he mentioned the Greys, he mentioned reptilians, he mentioned the Nordics, and he mentioned the Pleiadians.
So yeah, the reptilians pop up a lot.
They pop up a lot, and there's all different stories. I've heard stories about reptilians where originally, like, one of the races Pleiadians were trying to make in their image, and then they broke away. And I don't know what the mythology is, but I have heard reptilians like Greys repeated over and over and over again.
I just can't get on board with them because I'm old and I remember the TV show Land of the Lost, and they had slee stacks and they were terrifying, and they would just slowly walk towards them and, like, never really get there, but they were always terrified of this, and they looked like reptilians.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, maybe that's a reason for it, but that's all I think of is Land of the Lost.
I used to work at a bookstore, and I remember seeing who's that guy? David
David Icke.
David Icke.
Ike.
He's a reptile guy, right?
Yeah, he's a reptilian guy.
He's kind of a bullshit artist.
Well,
He's one of those crazy guys. I'm more of a moderate. He's a little too
Such confidence.
He's been accused of anti-Semitism, which, I mean, there's almost everybody their mother has at this point, but he was accused for it like 20. I think that's why he was
cool.
Yeah, before it was cool. Right? He got kind of his balls cut out about it, like, early on. I don't know, man. I don't know if I mean, I've heard he's a loon, but the last year, all I've done is like believe stuff that I never would have thought I would have believed.
He did Behold the Pale White Horse, right? Whatever it's called, that's David Icke.
No, that's so. I think that's some. Is that so? You want to look that up?
Yeah, if you don't mind looking at it, I'm sorry, I figured it was.
I think it's. I understand. I think you're in the right area.
So Dan's right. Like, so when you think of, like, your quintessential aliens, you guys are thinking of, like, the big head, tiny body type. Like, no. What do you think of when you think of aliens?
I'm thinking way more Arrival, just to keep it back. I'm sponsored by Arrival. Sorry, guys. That's why I keep bringing it up.
Arrival.
Okay,
On
it's Arrival and Court of Thorn and Roses or whatever the hell.
You wrote Arrival too? You're like, guys, we gotta look at this.
And my spec script, they're like, Jesus
would you
Christ.
guys mind looking at my Arrival fan fiction that I have?
I think I picture more like beings. Like, I don't like the big head, tiny.
But in Arrival, they
know?
kind of take a page. Like, so people always wonder about and you guys, I never saw the documentary, but I've heard so much about it. I just feel like I'll cry at the end of it. Is that octopus documentary? Where they
Oh my God, I can't eat octopus anymore. I eat everything else. I can't eat my teacher, the octopus.
But I think whatever it's called.
Yeah, where he
it's like-
makes friends with the octopus. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yes, my
Yeah.
octopus teacher. And they're so smart. Like, hey, the theory could be like, hey, they're a shoot off of something that's living in the ocean, whatever it is. That which I actually kind of subscribe to. But the cool thing about Arrival is that they kind of they kind of look like octopus.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's on purpose. I think they're like, hey, this is like maybe they're like grandfathers, they're great grandfathers, and they left part of them back here on the planet. Like if you watch, see they're kind of like beings.
Little starfish.
Even the movie Nope, which it had great parts to it. You ever seen Nope?
Yeah, it was good.
They make it the
Nope.
twist on that is that it's a being, that it's flesh and blood. You're
Wasn't
supposed to think
that
it's a ship.
big of a twist,
The craft
though.
sent it was
No,
crazy.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It's kind of a big twist when you realize some of the UAP info that's been coming out, which is
Yeah.
like you wonder whether or not Jordan had an inside track because the whole craft is sentient thing. That's a pretty relative, like 2021, 2020.
Yeah.
When do you think it was that's
21.
when that came in? But there's plenty of weird stuff happening in the world, like. Even if these guys aren't aliens, Jared Leto is a human, and he's still
We don't know
around.
that.
I didn't know this about this. I didn't know that he had a festival every year where he has thousands of people come with him on this island to dress in white. It's like a 30 seconds to.
They used
it's
to
the
call that a
Mars
cult in
Festival.
my day.
How has
look
he
at
not
that,
been
look at that
canceled
picture
already?
Look at that. Well, he has. There was like 9 girls who like Me Too'd him earlier in the year.
Yeah.
But like this was, I don't know, allegedly, whatever. But I'm saying now that Tron was a big fucking failure and Morbius is a big failure. Is he just going to go full Jim Jones? Is it possible that he's going to go full Jim Jones? Okay, look, hit that. Hit that picture, Ian. Yes, that one exactly.
I didn't know about this.
Yes, dude. Is it
believe
possible that he takes that next step?
Who is going to these?
These women.
These women that want to fuck Jared Leto. Let's be honest.
Okay.
I would
Wait,
say
is
the
that
same
Dan?
Dan, you're such a good boy. Look at you in that picture. Go back.
You see the picture and go, "Ooh, my mouth! Sucky. I'm just saying.
You do the same thing to Jared Leto.
Do the same thing. He
but I
looks
will
like
say
the guy
this.
from Shamrikyo, the head of the cult of Shamrikyo. Like he fucking dresses.
He looks also like Jim Jones a little bit. Here's the thing. I will say this. If it was Margot Robbie that had that festival, there'd be 10 times more dudes there than there are.
It would be
women at the-
unsafe.
She would be dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be the death of Margot Robbie
There's a
festival.
reason that hot female superstars don't have festivals dedicated to themselves.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
Is he blessing someone there? Look at that.
No,
Look at that
no.
top of Ian, right there. The kid, like to the right, one more. Oh, right, there you go. What is going on there? Is that a blessing? Is he
looks
putting a
like-
fan in front of his face?
Now,
Is that one of those
do you
mini
remember
fans?
do you remember the crazy shit when he was Joker that he was doing those like castmates?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
I heard
throwing
about this.
piss at their like
Well,
trailers and
he-
stuff.
Well, he emailed all of them like open condoms, which is like an insane thing. But
Yeah.
he was like in the role. He thought he was Daniel
He
Day-Lewis.
mailed it to them or emailed them.
He
Oh, I think it said
mailed.
email. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are the craziest characters always
And
bad?
then he sent a rat to Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
No, it was they sent it. He sent it to what's her name? She was in The Help.
Yeah.
Howard?
Right. That's who it was. It was
Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah, the one that plays the boss.
No,
in
not
the-
Bryce Dallas. There was a black lady.
I thought he. I thought
Viola
he,
Davis.
I thought he
think it was-
sent. I thought he sent shit to everyone but Viola Davis.
Oh, I heard he sent it.
that could
He
be.
sent the rat to Viola Davis, and then she like immediately like dropped in front of him, and was like, "Cut the fucking shit, Jared."
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, you got it.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
exactly.
he cuts the character. All right, you got it. But the thing about him is, you're right. He's not like it was a podcast. They were talking about like, why does he keep getting chance after chance? There's a weird thing with certain actors where it's like, not the past 4 movies he had. Like
been
didn't
total bombs.
Yeah.
So there's something about him that people want to keep giving him a chance. Like there's nothing where he did like that other superhero one. What was the one called with
Morbius was a huge.
Morbius.
Yeah, that was
huge
a
failure.
bomb.
Yeah.
But then he
Oh,
made
was
Tron, and he's doing other ones. So yeah, you're right. If you get your career gets that bad, you lose your mind and you go do stuff.
Like I don't think you
start a
can
cult.
do like what Dennis Quaid is doing. Where Dennis Quaid's like, hey, I'm like a fucking character actor guy now.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well,
he's
look
also a Fox News guy, which also comes with that. But like that's what a lot of leading guys do, where they're like, all right, now I'm the dad. I can't see Jared Leto doing that. Like I can't see him.
Yeah, but look at the dude from, and it's different also. The character actor Andrew something that was in 10 Things I Hate About You, who played like the
Andrew
pretty,
Keegan?
Yes,
Yeah.
he started a cult and got like arrested for it. I think
He did?
I don't know if he got arrested, but he started a cult.
I didn't know Andrew Keegan started. I knew that the girl from Smallville.
Well, she was in
part
one.
of Nexium.
She was in the Nexium one. I watched that whole thing.
I
Did you see
didn't
the
know
Nexium
this.
thing?
Can we look Andrew Keegan cult? My God.
Is he the asshole?
Full circle.
Yeah.
It was a cool community. I had no idea about this.
Yeah, cool community center. This exact thing a cult leader would say.
yeah.
Yeah, this guy. Now this guy probably wasn't working, and he was like, "I need."
Yeah,
I
meaning.
was popular for 10
yeah.
I
years.
need to be complimented.
Yeah.
I need, and he like stayed good looking enough to run a cult, but maybe not be a leading man or something, or like a
Yeah.
big part in
Wait a
something.
second. Is that Dan? No.
Do you guys think you would easily get inducted into a cult?
No.
No?
My first thing is to think things are bullshit. I know we're sitting here on a UFO podcast.
You're like, absolutely not with your foil hat. No, there's no way. This is
Every time
science.
ghosts are brought up, it's like, Dan, you know? Sounds good to me.
I could see myself getting swept up to like a Heaven's Gate
Yeah.
because they didn't involve sex. Like they were just about waiting for it. So I'm like, oh, these guys are in it for the love of the game. So I'm going to kill myself with these guys.
I feel like you would be exclusively, based on everything you said in the past 15 minutes, exclusively into cults that have something to do with sex. So that was shocking. That was like,
He's going on tours like
You
kids
brought
do
up
for
something
colleges,
decent.
and he's like,
you-
and what's your sex position?
Are you
Now,
referring-
what would make you say that besides everything I've said?
Are you referring to the ancient sucky fucking cult?
maybe.
All right,
maybe.
one last topic. This is I call it the riddle of the butthole.
Well, really quickly, sorry, before you do this.
Okay.
But what about you guys? Sean, I say no. Sean would just be like, nah, I'm okay. And then I think.
Like a neophyte.
Sean would drop out of a Methodist group. He would come to the first one and be like,
How long is
Look,
this
Grace-
going for?
yeah.
I think
what about you? You
I'd
think-
begrudgingly join and then get really into it and then they'd kick me out. Again, for being thirsty. Like I feel like I wouldn't be chill enough for the cult and I'd try to keep like reorganizing things and optimizing things and they'd be like, you're terrible vibes.
You'd be
Please
too
leave."
extra
Yeah.
for the cult.
Yeah. Like I think I'd be like too much for the cult.
You like a short king, and there are a lot of
Yeah.
short king cult leaders.
I'm just like always doing something. I'm like always up to something, and I feel like that's very cults are very about
And you
being.
try and make it too logical. You'd be like, well, if we
Yeah.
believe this, don't we believe this? No, shut up.
Yeah, and I'm like, I made a
Come on.
spreadsheet, and they're like, we have to kill you now. We don't. So I don't know.
All right, last topic. I haven't asked Shaun this. I asked this on an episode with Marito Lopez and Scott Chaplin, but I call it the riddle of the butthole, guys. Okay? Would you rather get fucked in the ass for 20
Yes.
minutes?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know there was more.
Would you rather get fucked in the ass by Bigfoot for 20 minutes? We'll start with Shaun. Or probed anally for 2 hours by a group of gray aliens? Shaun.
I'm going to go probed
Yep.
by aliens because it's more medical and it'd be safer. It wouldn't be Bigfoot deliverance in the middle of the woods somewhere. It'd be more medical field related. I would trust that. Also I'd just say probed.
All right.
But the Bigfoot, you don't know what you're getting. I don't want Bigfoot because then you have the trauma of a Bigfoot and then the alien
We
probe.
gotta bleep that word. That's one that's gonna ding us.
Bigfoot. We can't say that. You prefer Sasquatch. It's a slur.
But the other one would just be like if you like had a colonoscopy or something. But the Bigfoot, you'd be like in a corner in the fetal position after Bigfoot. Even if it was 20 minutes
Maybe if you were like in love.
with Bigfoot.
With Bigfoot.
Yeah, the people
Maybe
hey,
if it was
the
like-
the guy fell in love with his car. Remember they had that on.
Yeah.
That
Fuck-
clip.
fuck
So that,
yeah.
I'm probed
Yeah.
all the way. I'm team probed.
Team probed.
I'm team probed. For much the same reasons. Follow the science.
Grace.
You said that you said like there's your catchskeephrase. Like you're like a
Follow the
TV
science.
TV scientist. You're like, you know what Dr. Sean says, follow the science.
I was told during COVID to follow the science. So I keep following the science.
Just what like getting fucked by Fauci for 20 minutes. Is it?
That I do for free. That I do. That man knows a lot about the human body. Definitely probed. And not only, it's not even a would you rather. Like I would sign up to be probed.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if they told me that it
Don't
wasn't
tell
going to
that
be.
to our audience, Grace. You're gonna get the weirdest DMs ever.
I mean, more so than I already do. Yeah, I think.
Reptilian at gmail.com.
Ooh, look at that sexy alien that Ian just pulled up. Little butthole.
Have you guys ever looked at alien porn?
Yeah. No.
I'm telling the truth. I've never done it.
I have before.
You
Sure.
mean like it's like you mean drawings or like videos people
No,
make?
it's like the tentacle abduction.
I love it.
It's like
Drawings.
It's like an abduction.
By
It's like
porn, I mean-
whatever. You know, I'm not going to be kink shamed here. But it's
I
like
asked
I would
it.
probably pick Bigfoot because I don't know if I'd come with the aliens. And I know I'd come with Bigfoot. So that would be my Grace. Where can we find you?
Save Gracie Canaan across all platforms. And when does this come out?
This will be out
This
on
week.
Thursday, correct?
Okay,
Thursday.
cool. I have a couple of like headlining shows in New York. I know you guys didn't ask me to plug.
No,
anything,
no,
but
yes,
yeah.
that's what we wanted to do.
One's the 6th at
you do these
QED in
things.
Astoria, your neck of the woods, and then one is the 7th at Eastville Comedy Club.
I live in Connecticut
I
now,
need
but I
to
appreciate it.
Oh, right, but
come,
kind
go
of,
to the.
yeah.
It's a good space.
Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome. And what's your Instagram?
Save Gracie Canaan.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Help.
And
Help.
SHAUN Murphy.
Yes, I am Shaun Murphy. Please follow me. I have like 8 followers. It's embarrassing. I'm
The big one.
Big one. Oh yeah, I got a special coming out in a couple months, so
Nice.
look out for
You
that.
on the
That'll be
lookout?
on YouTube. They don't let anyone just put
No.
stuff on YouTube. I have another special on YouTube. Check that out. It's called Neil, and I'm headlining in Wisconsin Comedy Cabin November 14th and 15th. Come out to that. A lot of tickets still available.
And Danny
Check
Boy?
it out. Yeah, I have some gigs in Canada. Me and Shaun will be in Skankfest, and we're going to be in Pennsylvania at the Imus Theater.
The Emmaus.
Emmaus.
Oh my
Shit.
God, I love that
It's
place.
great.
I almost
Yeah.
fucked that up.
Amazing.
I
Really
fucked.
fun.
You just said with
Just
me
so we can
there.
do this, EMMAUS Theater. It's an Emmaus PA. It's the guy Robert is the man who runs it. If you're in the area, even if it's not the week that we're there and you can't make that show, make another show there. They show movies there. They do all sorts of
Come
shit.
to ours. for
Come to
sure.
ours. But I'm saying, if you happen to be in the area, it's such a great.
Amasi Theater. Just come to Amasi Theater, and I have a YouTube channel. Please join that. Please join my Instagram and all that kind of shit.
And I am at Shawnee Time on Instagram, SCANYTIME. And then also Emmaus Theater. One thing I didn't mention earlier was I will be in Montreal in January, but I'll talk about those later. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Ian. Enjoy our interview with
Professor Avi Loeb.
the
Oh,
doctor.
not me.
Avi, you've had a huge week. I've seen you on New York Post. I've seen you in News Nation. And you just told us that you were on Rogan.
Yes, on Friday, but then the same day, just before I stepped into the Uber to get to him, I had 2 television interviews. So it's a crazy time for me. I get hundreds of emails from all around the world of people that suggest all kinds of things about 3i Atlas.
Yeah.
But also a day after Rogan, I was invited to a NASCAR car race in California. Where,
To attend, not to race, right? Just attend.
So one of the racers decided to put my image along with 3i Atlas on the hood of his car. And, he invited me to come, and so I did. And there is a Netflix documentary filming crew that follows me everywhere, so they came with me. It was quite amazing, actually. The driver, Alex Maliki, he showed me how to drive the car. He got me into it. Now they want me to drive it in the next race. But
I don't know if is that your lane? I'm not sure. That seems pretty intense.
I told them it may be a compliment for me, but relative to 3i Atlas, that is moving 600 times faster than the best car in the world. And also, my wife is worried that of the risk of driving. I've seen, it's quite risky actually, and I've seen one of the engines exploding during the race.
Holy cow.
Yeah, but nothing bad happened.
Let me
it's
ask you
interesting.
really quickly, because it's so much media coverage on this, and you are like the point man on this take on 3i Atlas. Now, I think part of your intention here was to change consensus a little bit. Have you found that people are reaching out in your field and you've changed consensus a bit with kind of it being so public, and people are getting more on board with this? I saw, I can't remember the gentleman's name, the white-haired Japanese. He's also a media guy, Japanese. I believe he's a physicist, and he was talking about the object as well, and saying that once, just like you, once it passes by the sun, co-signing. Once it passes by the sun.
So definitely there are young people who are very excited. they are not expressing that publicly because, of course, there is those the group of herders that want to keep the herd of the academic community in very tight configuration. So everyone would do the same thing. Nobody would deviate. But people tell me privately that they're very excited about it, and some collaborate with me. So I do feel that there is a change in the attitude. But most importantly, in Washington, D.C., I mean, I've been actually, when I was in the NASCAR car race, I exchanged messages with Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who promised to look into the possibility of getting the NASA data from October 2nd, the highest resolution image that was obtained. As of now, was not released to scientists nor to the public. And the argument is that this is a government shutdown effect. And, so when people ask me whether that's a conspiracy indicating some extraterrestrial intelligence, I say it's more likely to be a result of terrestrial stupidity.
That was actually a question that we had. Is there's been all these reports of NASA turning off video cameras, turning off footage. Ross Coulthart, who is a friend of the show, has come out and said that. So you don't think that this is a question of a conspiracy? You just don't think the trains are running on time because there's no money for the trains?
Not necessarily just the government shutdown. I've seen that many times. In the scientific community, the people are just taking their time. They don't feel any urgency because usually during scientific research, the implications to society are small. That's the one thing that the scientists are missing. That very often, if a star explodes thousands of light years away, it's interesting for science, but it wouldn't have an impact on humanity. And if the neutrino happens to have a mass and you measure it in the laboratory, okay, well, you might get the Nobel Prize, but it wouldn't affect the lives of people,
Yeah.
And here, this is a very different situation because even if you assume that the likelihood for it being technological, alien technology of 3I Atlas is rather small, the implications would be huge to the economy, to politics. And as a result, we have to take it seriously. And, this argument was made originally by the mathematician, philosopher Blaise Pascal, who said that we must consider the notion of God because the implications would be huge if it's real. And even if you assign a small probability, you have to consider. And that is well known, by the way, in the intelligence agencies, also in politics. Because you don't want to be surprised. So you have to consider everything. And in this case, all you need to do is collect as much data as possible and analyze it quickly and just make sure that you understand everything. And the scientific community is still responding to it as if it's a scientific matter. Let's be as conservative as possible, not consider any risks, and just take our time. That I think that's basically the psychology of the people who analyze the data. Take your time. Usually it takes a few months, no problem. Because they think that we shouldn't take any risks in interpreting what we have already, simply because otherwise our reputation will be damaged. I think it's the other way around. When you deal with implications to society, you have to consider even risky propositions just to make sure that you understand what's going on. And in this case, it means if you have the best image of 3I Atlas from October 2nd, you release it the following day, or you analyze it immediately. Like why should we wait more than a month for it to come out?
Well,
and when you have the, just like you said last time you were on the show, the odds of this thing taking the path that it's been taking, and it's continued to take that very odd irregular path is 1 in 20,000 of this thing, right? Something like that. Something insane.
Well, that is actually the timing argument for it to come to the right place at the right time, for it to come close within tens of millions of kilometers from Mars or from Jupiter. And what astronomers are missing is they say, oh, that's a pretty large distance, the tens of millions of kilometers, but you have to compare it to, the typical distance that you will be from these planets if you were coming at a random time. Even if you adapt the original trajectory, just arriving at a later time would not bring the object close to these planets. And on top of that, there is the alignment with the plane of the planet. So that gives us, it's actually a gift because it allows us to probe this object for a long time. If you look at the previous ones, Oumuamua was the first, and the second was Borisov, and both of them came at a large angle relative to the ecliptic plane, and so it gave us a very short amount of time. That's why in the case of Oumuamua, we didn't have much data about it. It was only a few months that we could get data. Here you have, it was discovered on July 1st. It will come close to Jupiter on March 16th, 2026. And it was found in data that was collected the year before it was discovered in other data sets. So it's definitely a gift from interstellar space because the object was observable. It's very bright. It's big. It's actually, that's one of the anomalies. It's a million times more massive, at least a million times more massive than Oumuamua. Then you ask yourself, why didn't we see a million Oumuamuas before we saw this one? Like the smaller objects are much more common usually. And however, this is a massive object, meaning it's easy to detect at a large distance. So that's a gift. And the second gift is it comes in the plane where all of our assets are, all of the telescopes that we employ on Earth or elsewhere. And the problem is that when it comes closest to the sun, just before Halloween on October 29th, we are unable to observe it because it's behind the sun relative to us. And so that's Halloween, but then December 19th, which is a few days before Christmas, it will come closest to Earth.
Right. Well, really quickly, the sun question I wanted to have, because I heard about this thing called the Obeth factor.
Obert. Yeah,
Obert.
That's in the second paper that I wrote about it. We discussed it. Yes.
Yeah, and that's that. How are they? So what they were saying is, so if it's expelling more energy when it's passing the sun, that means that it's intelligently controlled. Am I correct by that? Or
no. So what we are saying is, if you have a spacecraft and you have limited fuel, okay, or you want to conserve energy, so you want to get the largest boost to your vehicle when out of this amount of limited energy you have, and the best timing for it to be applied is when the object is close to the sun, because then it's moving the fastest. So if you give a thrust in the direction of motion, you gain the most kinetic energy.
Okay.
If you give it opposite to the direction of motion, you basically are pushing the brake. You're slowing it down the most effectively. And that is the best timing. And we used it in the past. It's called gravitational assist. When you launch spacecraft, you want to benefit from the gravitational assist of the sun, for example. So you do that. So that's October 29 for this object. That's when the maneuvering may happen, or it could release mini probes that visit the planets and they maneuver at that time. And we just don't know, and we should see what comes on the other side of the sun.
Well, that is my first question. The headline that's been associated with you the past week is, don't plan your vacation after October 29th. Am I being a moron to spend October 27th and October 28th podcasting? Should I have just been in a church? Should I have been in front of the Grand Canyon? Should I be with my family? Like, what do you think could happen on Wednesday?
I can answer this question for you because the object was discovered on July 1st. Mm-hmm. And my wife wanted to go on vacation the following day to Aruba because of the July 4th holiday. Okay, so there I was getting to Aruba, the hotel room, and I couldn't stop thinking about the 3i Atlas that was discovered just a couple of days earlier. Yeah. And then I realized it must be very big, but nobody else discussed it and the implications of that and the fact that it's anomalously big. So I had to write a paper, and that was so if you ask me what would I prefer to do, go on vacation or analyze this object, I would say the latter, meaning that I would never take a vacation. So that's the answer to your question as far as I'm concerned.
So you're doing the right thing by podcasting.
Oh man!
By exploring it, you go down with the ship here. You got the
But what about my long-term happiness, Avi? That's my question.
Oh, okay. So here you have to think about going on a blind date. Okay, suppose you go on a blind date.
Oh man,
and you don't know. And you're sitting at a table, but you don't know if on the other side you will have a rock, just an icy rock.
You're describing you're describing a lot of my past partners. A lot of them.
Or a serial killer.
Not as many, but I'm open for it. I'm open.
Okay, So what do you do in a blind date when you don't know if the dating partner, is a serial killer? What do you do?
I usually coffee. You don't want to go full. You don't want to go full 3 courses. You want to make sure you're leaving with $30
Save
or
that
less.
cash.
Yeah. You're not even a drink, right? Like you want a scone.
Now,
Well, what you want to do is observe the other side and decide whether it's an icy rock or a serial killer or something in between. It
Well,
could be a
tell us,
friendly.
are serial killers coming on Wednesday? What is these NHI? Who are these NHI? What should we be nervous? What should I do?
so when they're
No,
when they're
no, you
measuring,
shouldn't.
they're measuring. Are they measuring? This is the amount of light that's coming off of this, or that's how they're measuring size, and they're measuring all the different attributes you're talking about. We're getting it. I know Hubble has taken
Okay.
photos of it, and the James Webb.
So initially, when I estimated, the first estimate of the size was based on the brightness of the object. I said if it reflects sunlight, and then what should be its size? How big is the area that is reflecting sunlight? That was the first calculation. But then, of course, there is the complication that if there is dust around it or gas around it, it may scatter sunlight as well. So you don't know what the actual nucleus is doing. And so I found another way of constraining the size, and that is from the fact that we know the object is losing mass from the side that is facing the sun. It gets warmed up by the sun and loses mass. We know how much. The Webb telescope measured that from the plume of gas coming out of it. And the estimate is 150 kilograms per second, roughly the weight of a very heavy person per second. So we know how much mass, and then there should be a recoil of the object as a result of it losing mass in the direction of the sun. It should be pushed away from the sun. We don't detect it. I looked at 4,000 data points from 227 observatories, and we see it following a very smooth path that is fully consistent just with gravity, nothing else. So that means the object is very massive. It doesn't care about the fact that it's losing a little bit of mass. And I calculated the mass of the object needs to be 33 billion tons. That's huge.
Holy cow!
So 33 billion tons means if it's at solid density, the diameter needs to be bigger than 5 kilometers, bigger than the width of Manhattan Island.
Obviously, this is huge, but I'm speaking for the dummies here. All right. The Kalshi odds, percentage-wise, that an NHI lands this week. If you had to put
it will not happen this week.
It wouldn't happen this week.
December.
No way that's happening
because
this week. It would happen anytime in March.
Whatever comes out of it, or if it maneuvers, it will take months to come to Earth. Don't worry. So it's not immediate.
You got time.
I just lost a bunch of money, Avi.
Unless it releases some, beam of light that is very damaging to us.
Let me ask you this real quick. Back to it's losing mass. Now, as a layman, that seems to me to lean towards the more natural explanation for this thing. If it's losing mass, doesn't that make more sense that it would be made out of natural elements than that it's made out of...
In principle, yes. But
Okay.
here are three caveats. First, during July and August, we saw that there is a bright plume or glow ahead of the object towards the sun rather than away from it. Usually, when an object loses dust or gas, the gas and dust are getting pushed by the solar radiation or wind to go away from the sun.
Yeah.
And we didn't see it. We saw a jet pointed at the sun 10 times longer than it is wide. Based on the data we got from the Hubble telescope. So the question is, what's going on? Why is that different from typical comets if it's a natural object? And then there were several teams that detected nickel around the object, but no iron. And that means that there must be a process that separates nickel and iron. The only one that we know about is industrial production of nickel alloys. And so that's another caveat.
Right.
And then finally, all the experts initially suspected that it must be water rich, this object, because we see comets in the solar system being mainly water. And turns out that water makes only 4% of the gas around it. It's mostly carbon dioxide, CO2, with CO. So CO2 makes about 87% of the mass coming out of it, and then CO makes 9% and water makes only 4%. And then there is also cyanide. It's releasing cyanide.
Now, is that also another caveat? Is that very irregular for a comet to release cyanide? I've never heard of that before. And I'm of course not in the field, but is that common?
Dr. Donnelly's laboratory has not studied it yet.
Well, if you go on a blind date and someone releases cyanide, don't continue that relationship.
Now you're describing my dating history, Avi. Now you're describing it.
Yeah, cyanide was found before. It's just that in this case, the quantity, for example, of nickel is very anomalous. So I identified about 8 anomalies of this object, each of them with a probability of less than 1%. And when you put them together, it says the likelihood of all the anomalies coming up is 1 in 10 quadrillion. It's 10 to the power 16. So,
oh, wow.
So it's really a very unusual object. But some people say, well, we don't know what comes our way from outside the solar system. And I say to that is, yeah, I agree with that, but why would the trajectory be aligned with that of the planets? That to me is really strange. Why would it be so massive relative to the previous ones? That's also very strange. So, fine-tuning the trajectory has no explanations.
There's a lot of rumors, and Shaun, I'm really glad Shaun talked about nickel because that's something that's true that has been reported. But one of the rumors is that there are UAPs following this thing. I don't know if you've heard of that.
So the point is that there is a lot of misinformation on social media. That's why I don't subscribe to social media. When I spoke to Rogan, by the way, I said I don't have any social media presence. And he said, "Thanks God for that." so I told him, "You don't thank God. It's my wife. Thank my wife because she told me not to do it, and I'm a very loyal husband. So
smart, yeah."
Well, I mean, people are saying. I mean, another rumor is that it's emitted the wow signal back.
Well, that's not a rumor. That's something that's what I said, and that was based on the direction from where the wow signal arrived. And
in the 70s, right?
Yeah, in 1977. And the object arrived within 9 degrees of the same direction. And chance of that at random is 0.6%. Again, a small probability. And this object was actually at a distance of 3 light days at that time, 600 times the Earth-Sun separation. And I calculated that you need roughly the power output of a nuclear reactor that we have on Earth in order to broadcast the signal as powerful as was detected back then.
So it's coming from the direction of the wow signal, you're saying.
Right.
I had heard that there was like some observatory. I had heard that like somebody had sent that. There was like something that sent that signal to Earth, and we heard it again.
No, that sounds like
and that is not true.
Yeah,
that is not true. But I spoke with.
You're helping me with the tinfoil hat stuff, Avi. I appreciate it.
That's not true. I spoke with the principal investigator of the Juno mission, which is a spacecraft orbiting Jupiter that will be able to probe 3I Atlas when it comes close to Jupiter on March 16, 2026. And he promised that they will use a radio antenna that they have and as far as I know, that would be very interesting because no radio report came out as of yet. I don't know if any radio observatory looked at 3I Atlas. It again illustrates the fact that if you think you know the answer in advance, that it's a rock and therefore there shouldn't be any transmission of radio signals, you might miss an opportunity.
Right. And the other big news is that NASA has turned on its defense system for the first time. It's interstellar, right? Isn't it? There was something in the news about that was another odd thing that popped up that they turned on their
No, so that's not really true. What happened was last week there is an organization that is backed by the United Nations called the International Asteroid Warning Network.
Oh.
Okay. And that organization decided to coordinate a campaign starting on November 27th until January 27th of monitoring the motion of 3I Atlas, just calibrating very precisely from many observatories around the globe how it moves on the sky. And that would be very good. Now, they explain the motivation for doing that as if they just want to understand this comet. They call it a comet. It's definitely natural, and they just want to understand it. But it so happens that 2 weeks earlier, I sent a white paper to the United Nations encouraging them to do that, and also to the International Astronomical Union. So I really am happy that they're doing it. I don't care if they are not, they didn't think about it until they saw my white paper. It doesn't matter as long as we get as much data as possible.
And do you think SETI will get involved? If that ends up happening, do you think SETI will get involved as well?
Okay, so SETI has a complicated relationship with objects that come close to Earth because they kept saying, I mean, since the days of Carl Sagan, that this is extremely unlikely. They didn't want the UFO believers to be part of their community, and so they dismissed it, ridiculed it, and said we shouldn't even pay attention. They don't want any discussion about unidentified anomalous phenomena in their conferences. That was a decision a couple of years ago. So they distanced themselves from that. But now, because of my advocacy and the papers I wrote and so forth, at least there was a hint that they might be changing their attention to that, because they wrote a paper saying, oh, we should check interstellar objects for any technological signatures. And so, as Oscar Wilde said, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So I'm flattered by that, because previously they gave me a hard time.
Well, and we're going to let you go after this. First off, check out all of Avi's writing on Medium. Check out his book, Interstellar. It's fantastic. Is there any other book that I'm missing, Professor Loeb?
Oh, there was the Extraterrestrial before that.
Extraterrestrial before that. So check out that.
And by the way, I'll mention an anecdote, because I was explaining something to Joe Rogan, and I said, if you want to understand me, just here is an anecdote from the time that I was on the first day at school, elementary school. The first day, I came into the class and I saw all the kids that I didn't know personally. They were jumping up and down on their chairs and desks. And I was looking at them and just couldn't make sense of it. And I tried to figure out if it makes sense to jump up and down on these things. And then the teacher came in before I was able to do anything. And she looked around and said, please sit down. Why don't you all learn from Avi how well behaved he is? And I wanted to tell her, I'm not well behaved. I don't care about her rules. I'm just trying to see if it makes sense to jump up and down. I'm just thinking about it. And that pretty much defines me. I don't care what everyone else is doing. I just want to do what sounds like
makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's true. So this is why I'm going to ask you this question. And I know you cannot speak in exacts here, but gun to your head, if you had to tell us what is 3i Atlas.
Yeah, I would say
if you're wrong, if you're wrong, you get nothing. If you win, you get $10 million.
I'm not after money, but I would, if I just wanted to avoid losing money but gaining. So I would put my money mostly on the possibility that it's natural. That was true from the beginning, that it's the most likely explanation, that it's just a block of carbon dioxide ice mixed with water ice. But what I'm saying is it could be a black swan event where, remember the Trojan horse story where it looked very innocent until it entered the city of Troy. And so we don't want that. We don't want to allow ourselves to be surprised. We want to take it seriously every time there is an object with anomalies.
Unless they want to join our Patreon, then please come on in. No problem. Sorry, Shaun.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. Once again, it's so great to see you, and it's always such a blast to have you. We learn so much every time.
Yes.
And and thank you for all your insight, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yes, as long as there is no catastrophe.
Yeah, or if you don't get abducted by anyone from Austin, don't even worry about the aliens. Just people from Austin. Just be careful.
We can take it just like the people of Pompeii. They didn't know about the fate, and you just have parties, enjoy the wine, and then nobody. By the way, the universe doesn't care if we are not here, so it doesn't matter to anyone.
My wife tells me that every night before bed. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks again, Dr.
Thank
Loeb.
you, Professor Loeb.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, we just want to thank all our lovely, lovely patrons. Our new patron, Nicole, thank you so much for joining the mothership, for becoming a Burbie. We appreciate you. Enjoy some of the Chex Mix next to a gray or a Pleiadian. Have fun. We also got Stephen Hitchings, Matthew Duplay, AQ, Corey Beecher, Zach, Andrew, Uncle Johnny, William Morris, Duncan McRae, Christopher Close, Mike Moyer, and we forgot him last week. You know, we didn't forget him. Ian forgot him. Our fucking producer. So when this guy gets pissed, no, I'm just joking. Ian does a great job.
Isaac Harris.
We're sorry we forgot you last week.
Thank you so much,
you get
guys.
the big closing name. We'll see you soon.